February 19th, Numbers 18, 19, and 20. Numbers 18. And Yah said to Aharon, You and your sons and your father's house with you are to bear the crookedness against the set-apart place. And you and your sons are to bear the crookedness against your priesthood. But bring with you your brothers of the tribe of Levi too, the tribe of your father, to join you and serve you, while you and your sons are with you before the tent of the witness. And they shall guard your charge and the duty of all the tent, but they do not come near the furnishings of the set-apart place and the slaughter place, lest they die, both they and you. And they shall be joined with you and guard the duty to the tent of appointment, for all the service of the tent. But a stranger does not come near you. And you shall guard the duty of the set-apart place, and the duty of the slaughter place, so that there be no more wrath on the children of Israel. And see, I myself have taken your brothers, the Levites, from the midst of the children of Israel, a gift to you, given by Yah, to do the service of the tent of appointment. But you and your sons with you are to guard your priesthood for all matters at the slaughter place and behind the veil. And you shall serve. I have given you the priesthood as a gift for service. But the stranger who comes near is put to death. And Yah spoke to Aharon, and see, I myself have also given you the charge of my contributions, all the set-apart gifts of the children of Israel. I have given them to you for the anointing, and to your sons as a law forever. This is yours of the most set-apart gifts. From the fire all their offerings, all their grain offerings, and all their sin offerings, and all their guilt offerings, which they render to me, are most set apart for you and your sons. Eat it in the most set-apart place. Every male eats it. It is set apart to you. This also is yours, a contribution of their gift, with all the wave offerings of the children of Israel. I have given them to you, and your sons and daughters with you, as a law forever. Everyone who is clean in your house eats it. This also is yours. All the best of the oil, and all the best of the new wine, and the grain, their first fruits which they give to Yah, I have given them to you. The first fruits that of all that is in their land, which they bring to Yah, are yours. Everyone who is clean in your house eats it. All that is dedicated in Israel is yours. Everyone open in the womb of all flesh, which they bring to Yah, whether man or beast, is yours. But to ransom, you shall ransom the firstborn of man, and the firstborn of the unclean beasts you ransom. And ransom their ransom ones when 1 new moon old, according to your valuation. 5 shekels of silver, according to the shekel of the set-apart place, which is 20 gerahs. But the firstborn of a cow, the firstborn of a sheep, the firstborn of a goat, you do not ransom, they are set apart. Sprinkle their blood on the slaughter place, and burn their fat, as an offering made by fire, for a sweet fragrance to Yah. And their flesh is yours, as the waved breast and the right thigh, it is yours. All the contributions of the set-apart gifts, which the children of Israel present to Yah, I have given to you and your sons and daughters with you as a law forever. It is a covenant of salt forever before Yah, with you and your seed with you. And Yah said to Aharon, You are not to have an inheritance in their land, nor have any portion in their midst. I am your portion and your inheritance among the children of Israel. And see, I have given the children of Levi all the tithes in Israel as an inheritance, in return for the service which they are serving, the service of the tent of appointment. And let the children of Israel no more come near the tent of appointment, lest they bear sin and die. Because the Levites shall do the service in the tent of appointment, so they themselves bear their crookedness. A law forever throughout your generations, that among the children of Israel they are to have no inheritance. But the tithes of the children of Israel, which they present as a contribution to Yah, I have given to the Levites as an inheritance. That is why I have said to them, among the children of Israel, they have no inheritance. And Yah spoke to Moshe, saying, Speak to the Levites, and say to them, When you take from the children of Israel the tithes which I have given you from them as your inheritance, then you shall present a contribution of it to Yah, a tenth of the tithe. And your contribution shall be reckoned to you as grain from the threshing floor, and as filling from the winepress. Thus you also present a contribution unto Yah from all your tithes, which you receive from the children of Israel. And you shall give it from the contribution to Yah, to Aharon the priest. From all your gifts you present every contribution due to Yah, from all the best of them, the set apart of them. And you shall say to them, When you have presented the best of it, then the rest shall be reckoned to the Levites, as the yield of the threshing floor, and the yield of the winepress. And you shall eat it in any place, you and your households, for it is your reward for your service in the tent of appointment. And bear no sin because of it, when you have presented the best of it, and do not profane the set-apart gifts of the children of Israel, lest you die. Numbers 19. And Yah spoke to Moshe and Aharon, saying, This is a law of the Torah, which Yah has commanded, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, that they bring you a red heifer, a perfect one, in which there is no blemish, and on which a yoke has never come. And you shall give it to Eleazar the priest, and he shall bring it outside the camp, and slay it, and shall slay it before him. And Eleazar the priest shall take some of its blood on his finger, and sprinkle some of its blood 7 times toward the tent of appointment. And the heifer shall be burned before his eyes. He burns its hide, and its flesh, and its blood, and its dung. And the priest shall take cedar wood, and hyssop, and scarlet, and throw them in the midst of the fire, burning the heifer. The priest shall then wash his garments, and shall bathe his body in water, and afterward come into the camp. But the priest is unclean until evening. And he who is burning it washes his garments in water, and shall bathe his body in water, and is unclean until evening. And a clean man shall gather up the ashes of the heifer, and shall place them outside of the camp in a clean place. And they shall be kept for the congregation of the children of Israel, for the water of uncleanness. It is for cleansing from sin. And he who gathers the ashes of the heifer shall wash his garments, and is unclean until evening. And it shall be a law forever to the children of Israel, and to the stranger who sojourns in their midst. He who touches the dead of any human being is unclean for 7 days. He is to cleanse himself with the water on the 3rd day, and on the 7th day he is clean. But if he does not cleanse himself on the 3rd day, then on the 7th day he is not clean. Anyone who touches the dead of a human being and does not cleanse himself defiles the dwelling place of Yah, and that being shall be cut off from Israel. He is unclean, for the water of uncleanness was not sprinkled on him. His uncleanness is still upon him. This is the Torah when a man dies in a tent. All who come into the tent and all who are in the tent are unclean for 7 days. Every open vessel which has no cover fastened on it is unclean. Anyone in the open field who touches somebody slain by a sword, or who has died, or a bone of a man, or a burial site, is unclean for 7 days. And for the unclean being they shall take some of the ashes of the heifer burnt for cleansing from sin, and running water shall be put on them in a vessel. And a clean man shall take hyssop and dip it in the water, and shall sprinkle it on the tent, and on all the vessels, and on the beings who were there, or on the one who touched the bone, or the slain, or the dead, or a burial site. And the clean one shall sprinkle the unclean on the 3rd day, and on the 7th day. And on the 7th day he shall cleanse himself, and shall wash his garments and bathe in water, and shall be clean in the evening. But the man who is unclean and does not cleanse himself, that being shall be cut off from among the assembly, because he has defiled the set-apart place of Yah. Water for uncleanness has not been sprinkled on him, he is unclean. And it shall be a law for them forever. And the one who sprinkles the water for uncleanness washes his garments. And the one who touches the water for uncleanness is unclean until evening. And whatever the unclean being touches is unclean, and the being who touches it is unclean until evening. Numbers 20. And the children of Israel, all their congregation, came into the wilderness of Sin in the first new moon. And the people stayed in Kadesh. And Miriam died there and was buried there. Now there was no water for the congregation, and they assembled against Moshe and against Aharon. And the people contended with Moshe and spoke, saying, If only we had died when our brothers died before Yah. Why have you brought up the assembly of Yah into this wilderness, that we and our livestock should die here? And why have you brought us up out of Mitzrayim to bring us to this evil place? Not a place of grain or figs or vines or pomegranates, and there is no water to drink. Then Moshe and Aharon went from the presence of the assembly to the door of the tent of appointment, and they fell on their faces, and the esteem of Yah appeared to them. And Yah spoke to Moshe, saying, Take the rod in the assembly of the congregation, you and your brother Aharon, and you shall speak to the rock before their eyes, and it shall give its water. And you shall bring water for them out of the rock, and give drink to the congregation and their livestock. And Moshe took the rock from before Yah, as he commanded him. And Moshe and Aharon assembled the assembly before the rock, and he said to them, Hear now, you rebels, shall we bring water for you out of this rock? And Moshe lifted his hand and struck the rock twice with his rod, and much water came out, and the congregation and their livestock drank. But Yah spoke to Moshe and to Aharon, because you did not believe me, to set me apart in the eyes of the children of Israel. Therefore you do not bring this assembly into the land which I have given them. These were the waters of Meribah, because the children of Israel contended with Yah, and he was set apart among them. And Moshe sent messengers from Kadesh to the sovereign of Edom. This is what your brother Israel did. You know all the hardship that has befallen us, that our fathers went down to Mitzrayim, and we dwelt in Mitzrayim a long time. And the Mitzrites did evil to us and our fathers. And we cried to Yah, and he heard our voice, and sent the messenger, and brought us up out of Mitzrayim. And see, we are in Kadesh, a city on the edge of your border. Let us pass over through your land. We shall not pass over through fields or vineyards, or drink water from wells. We shall go along the sovereign's highway. We shall not turn aside right or left until we have passed over your border. But Edom said to him, You do not pass over through me, lest I come against you with the sword. And the children of Israel said to him, We shall go by the highway, and if I or my livestock drink any of your water, then I shall pay for it. Let me only pass over on foot, without a word. But he said, You do not pass over. And Edom came out against them with many men, and with a strong hand. So when Edom refused to let Israel pass over through his border, Israel turned away from him. And the children of Israel, all the company, departed from Kadesh, and came to Mount Hor. And Yah spoke to Moshe and to Aharon in Mount Hor near the border of the land of Edom, saying, Aharon is to be gathered to his people, for he is not to enter the land which I have given to the children of Israel, because you rebelled against my mouth at the water of Meribah. Take Aharon and Eleazar his son, and bring them up to Mount Hor, and strip Aharon of his garments, and put them on Eleazar his son, for Aharon is to be gathered to his people, and die there. And Moshe did as Yah commanded, and they went up to Mount Hor before the eyes of all the congregation. And Moshe stripped Aharon of his garments, and put them on Eleazar his son, and Aharon died there on the top of the mountain. Moshe and Eleazar came down from the mountain, and when all the congregation saw that Aharon was dead, all the house of Israel wept for Aharon 30 days.